Welcome to Dice, Nerds, and Nagas, coming at you from beautiful Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Dice, Nerds, and Nagas, if you love nasally, self-hating, dorky Jews, then boy are you in for a treat. This is definitely the series for you. So where we left off, though, it was a somewhat tense moment, I suppose. Zenbri, Feather Marshal, Mordum, kind of sold their souls a little bit, basically promised that all of their future kills would be, going to empower Kun La.
To save the city.
A pre-cycle god of death and murder that has basically escaped into the current world and is trying to gain as much power as quickly as possible to subvert the cycle of destruction and recreation, just to create a more stable world, I guess, with him, of course, at the top. So 3 of our heroes had taken the deal because they were able to end a deadly plague that had been ravaging the neighborhood they were in. So they took that deal, ended the plague almost instantly, and are being hailed as heroes, though this did not sit well with our paladin Akul and ranger Jessup, who took a strong stance against Kun La, refused to listen to his offers and went to get forces to destroy him, or attempt to destroy him at least. Those efforts failed, though, and here we are now. I believe we left off, Jessup was kind of going off on his own toward the Blue Rose Inn, site of a portal that leads to the Inn of Doors, an important location where you can travel almost anywhere imaginable. Akul had also gone off on his own, deeper into the city. I believe Zenbri was following him, though, and the others were also going toward the Blue Rose Inn, behind Jessup, I guess, or alongside. I don't know, you guys can decide your walking positions. It's not really a battlefield anymore. You don't have to worry about being attacked by insane zombie-like ghouls.
Or insane clown posses. Using the power of magnetism to ensnare their foes, though they don't understand what his power is derived from. Now, so I guess we can start with we can start with you two, or we can start with the others going on their way to the Blue Rose Tea House. What do you guys feel? What do you want to do? Who's feeling ready to go? I think we'd probably meet up at the tea house, but he's walking away, so I think that's probably more crazy.
So, where do you say you would be walking to? Are you trying to get to the gates of the neighborhood, or just going any random direction, really?
Akul is going to the Temple of Kalimor.
Okay, so he's looking for the city gates then, basically. Yeah. Okay, and Zenbri, are you going to try and stop him quickly, or let him go for a while?
I'm running up behind him and I want to stop him and I want to say something to him.
Alright, so near the edge of the park, you can see there are people celebrating near what was the blood pool, now miraculously clear as ever. The day is a little warmer, the sky is shining in blue. A cold wind still blows across the neighborhood, and Zenbri runs up to Akul as he begins exiting the area of the park.
Akul, can you stop and just talk to me for a minute?
I don't see why.
I just wanted to ask you, I understand you're upset about what's happened, what's transpired down there, but I wanted to ask you, why suddenly have you got such a big problem with us working with somebody evil when before we were working with Aki and you were fine?
Yes, I was fine with Aki and I could tolerate his evil. But that place, that temple, is an affront to everything that I believe in, and it's something that I cannot ignore. That place must be destroyed.
I understand, but I think that You're not thinking clearly at the moment.
Aki was not interfering with the journey of death. This is an affront to everything that I believe in.
So you were okay, but still, I just want to make it clear. You were okay with the fact that Aki was working with
With a cat thing. Just a little tapping my
with basically somebody who was evil, but we're trying to. We went down there to stop this plague. We went down there to try and get ahead, and by doing this, I had 2 evil things after my soul. Okay, and of course Kunla trying to kill everybody, and now we only have to deal with Kunla. Like we had to deal with all these other things to try and save my stupid soul, which I keep on insisting is not important. But now that we have less, we only have 1 to deal with instead of 3. Now you're going to run away from us.
I'm
and
not
you're
running
stop
away from
helping us.
I'm not running away from anything. I'm going to go get an even bigger army. I will torch that place.
So you're just going to walk away from everything we've done so far and go and do this instead of trying to stop the cycle.
I agree that stopping the cycle is important, but I cannot just let this go.
But stopping the cycle is more pressing. Cat DM!
Sharp DM. Oof.
Yeah, lots of nails. Oh.
Even if we do, even if we do stop the cycle, what world are we going to leave behind? If Kunla has been allowed to slaughter all the gods and create his own pocket dimension, where we will never be able to get to him again.
But you see, that's the thing though. We can actually focus on Kunla and the Void Naga and the Allfather now, instead of having to go on all the other little things that we were supposed to go and do to save my soul, which I keep insisting is not important. But we need your help. We can't have you run off and go and do that now, instead of helping us stop the cycle. We can beat this Kunla thing. We can figure out a way to deal with it. But if you leave us, it's going to be a lot harder for us to do that. We've worked so well together for so long. And I want you to keep working with us. That's all I ask.
I don't know how I can trust you after you bound yourself in servitude to Kunla. I don't trust that you will try and destroy him.
Look, my main mission in life is to end this whole cycle issue, right? And if we can stop Kunla, if we can get rid of this binding or whatever the hell, then I'm completely up for it. And I think that having you around and having your contacts around will be helpful in doing that. You leaving to go do something else is gonna probably make it a lot harder for us to get rid of this Kunla thing. We need your help.
Give me some time to think about it. I need some time.
Okay. How are we gonna find you?
I'll find you.
But remember, we're probably going to end up in the Underdark, because I think one of the things that we have to find, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were
is
told
in the
pretty
Underdark.
explicitly.
And I really think that we can't go down there without you.
Tell the wizards where you're going.
I don't think we're going to the college again. I think we're going straight there.
You can send message, can't you?
No, I cannot.
Well, one of you can.
Okay.
Or tell Orville.
Tell Orville?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know the Underdark. Like, have you been there?
It's on the outskirts, yes. But not down into the Underdark, no.
Oh yeah? I really think that
Give me a day.
a day.
Give me a day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that we really need your help, and I really don't want you to leave us because I think that it's gonna set us back.
Give me a day. I need to go speak to my elders.
Okay. I'll give you a day.
Orville walks up, clad in his shining armor, and he sort of pats you both on the shoulder and says, we're heading back toward the Blue Rose. You can find me there along with my monks.
All right.
I'll accompany you.
Thank you, Orville.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Okay.
Akul heads out to the Temple of Kalamur.
Okay. That'll take a while, but I would say, So I guess the only thing I would mention then, out of the ordinary, is at the gates, you can see large groups of the residents, all kneeled in prayer toward the gates, silently. Above the gates is a newly painted image, a mural, basically, of a dark cloaked stranger with two blades. You recognize immediately it is Kunwa, a form of the image he's taken of himself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The people are worshipping it, and you can see the guards, a couple of guards kind of peeking through, looking quite confused by the whole display.
Yeah.
They see you approaching. Say, "Oi, I remember you. What are you doing back at the gates? We said there was no leaving."
What, the guards?
Yes, this is the guards to the gatehouse, basically, the main way out of the Kalen city.
The plague's been cured. I need to report back to the Count.
To Count Yuling, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want to hold you up from that. Fine, but none of these other people can go through. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And you'll have to submit to an inspection, you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. They open the gates just a little bit. They crack it open enough for you to squeeze by. None of the people make any effort to. None of the people make any effort to rush the gates. They just stay there in their silent prayer. On the other side, you see the guards watching you suspiciously, hands over their mouths, some of them cloths tied around their faces, and a doctor waiting there. He's wearing, I don't know, I imagine doctors have some sort of traditional garb they wear to distinguish themselves.
Thongs?
Doctors?
What?
Thongs?
Thongs, yes, he's wearing the thong of a doctor.
One of those,
One of those like plague masks. Yeah, plague doctor. He leads you off to the side a little bit, inspects you from head to toe, and gives you the go-ahead to leave, much to his own amazement.
Speaking of those plague doctor masks, can you imagine actually trying to perform your duty as a doctor with that? You're gonna keep poking your patient in the face.
However,
Oh wait, maybe that's how they when the doctor puts that thing in to look at in your ear and stuff. Maybe that's what it's for.
Well, they say the basis was bullshit. Like, they didn't understand what was going on, but it actually did help them avoid getting it because whatever they put in there had antibacterial properties and it kept them from being.
That makes sense, because it works. Nice, so. Boop, 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 boop. Scene change. You make your way over toward the Temple of Kellenvor. It'll take a couple more hours to go through the length of the city, out of the walls, down to the temple. At the Blue Rose Tea Shop and Inn, Jessup and the others arrive to find the monks still in deep prayer, holding up the warding on the portal.
Okay, so I've been following Jessup the whole way, just behind him, but one of those I keep wanting to talk to him, but I don't know how to start the conversation. So I'm just following.
Right, so, Entering, you see that one of the monks is sort of watching the doorway. The others are all too focused on their meditation and prayer to notice you guys even coming in. So, there you guys are, looking a little bit dour, if I say so myself. What happened?
Save the city.
I'm really not sure.
Sit down in a chair.
And I sit down in a chair.
Well, yeah, you know, we could hear some of the noise coming from out there. No more screaming and, well, we've been hearing what sounds like music and stuff being played in some of the buildings. This is because of you guys?
Plague is gone.
Yeah, plus side, plague is gone.
Praise Lathander. Thank goodness we can leave this place soon then.
Negative side, inner strife.
And outer stripe. Lots of
What do you
stripe.
mean inner
Just kind
strife?
of stripey. It might be a new god.
well,
It
would
might
be-
be really terrible.
The paladin of yours, that rather dour-looking fellow at times, you came by the inn, right, to get Orville? Earlier.
No, Orville.
Earlier, I
To
guess.
get the fight, yeah.
Yeah,
To get him to come fight.
Yes. He came, but he only spoke to Orville. What happened? You needed reinforcements?
Yeah, but I think they were too late. The whole temple collapsed in on itself and everybody left. There's nothing left there anymore.
But you were able to escape. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, we
Jesse
escaped.
isn't saying
We
jack
left.
shit. He's just.
Well, this is cause for celebration. We don't need to ration ourselves as much. Maybe we can make up a proper lunch.
That would be amazing. I'm starving.
Excellent. I
Okay.
think we've got a good amount of tea left over. That's one thing about holding up in a tea shop. Plenty of tea to go around.
I would take
What kind would you like?
Well, I go really in depth into the kind of tea that I like, because I'm a brewmaster myself.
Do you have those jasmine
I'm not
balls?
sure I have the skills to make that to your specifications, but
I've
I'll do the best I can.
I've got some stuff, and I give him some little tea leaves to add to it, which it's not weed or anything. So I think just to calm
Just tea.
people down, yeah. It's just to relax.
Murdoch has the
Some chamomile.
exact
Chamomile, yeah. I'll take chamomile
opposite
and
order,
lavender.
where it's like, will you put the leaves in the hot water and just give it to me, please?
Sure, whatever. Here you go. Hot tea water, right for you.
Thank you.
Sir Jessup, is it? What can I get for you?
I'm good. Water's fine.
Okay, we do have some water.
Where's Orville?
And as you're saying that, him and Zenbury arrived. Do you want to speak to him at all on the way there? He travels in silence for the most part.
No, I don't have anything to say right now. As soon as I get to the tea house, I say, is there anywhere that I can sleep?
Yeah, there are still rooms upstairs that are free. Not the most comfortable at the moment, but you know, it'll do.
Yeah, I'm just done with this day. I'm gonna go to sleep.
It's only late after. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, what time would it be? I'm trying to think where we left off last
I have
time.
no idea what
The
time
morning.
it was.
That's
Morning, I
The
think.
morning came
yeah.
up, yeah. It was, the sun was coming up, that's right.
Late night, I guess. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll hear about it later. We'll making up a big lunch, though. He says.
So I just.
I think
just
Martin was
sleep.
watching Jessup watch Zimri.
I'll eat.
Like one of those.
I'll eat before I sleep.
No,
Okay, so they have, you know, cornbread, some bacon, veggies and such. They all just kind of cook it all together in a big pan and in the fireplace and serve it up as the lunch. Orville decides he's going to take over guarding the door. But he says, you know, when you guys are ready to pass through, you've done your part of the bargain. You know what? I guess he doesn't guard the door anymore.
Is it open now?
Yeah, when he arrives, he explains the situation, and they stop their prayer. They allow the seal of the door to be broken. Basically, the spell is ended, and it lies open now.
So I asked Orville, like we told him last time what we did. Yeah. Yeah, I just blurted it out when we made it.
I think I remember that. Yeah, you're like, oh well, we sold our souls, and you know,
So
whatever.
I go up to Orville and I'm like, okay, so I obviously only did this to stop the plague. There's no way I want to help Kunla in any way.
Well, I mean,
How do I stop this? How do I be able to kill something again without giving him power? Not that I want to kill anything, but I can always soften them up and other people can kill them.
honestly, Sir Dwarf, I don't know.
Yeah.
A deal of this kind is not an easy thing to escape from.
the gods, right?
Perhaps Lathander can offer you some salvation, but...
How do I speak to him?
Through prayer. Perhaps once this whole ordeal is behind us, you can visit the temple and I can help lead you in prayer.
A very distasteful look on my face.
I'm gonna speak to. Jess was gonna just be speaking to one of the other clerics or
Alright.
whatever. Sorry, I never caught your name earlier. What was it?
Mikael.
Mikhail. I was
Mikhail,
wondering.
broccoli.
Within the city, I've recently lost something relatively important to me. Within the city, are there any holy men or holy women who might be able to impart a bit of a blessing upon my weapons? I feel that a lot of what has transpired has made me realize how unprepared I've been for many things.
Well, I mean, old Orville here can perhaps give you a blessing of some sort, but maybe the High Priest of Lathander or one of the leader of the Temple of Mystra in the city. That's all I can really think of, though. It's not really something. It's something that the gods partake in for the most part.
I spoke to her before. High Priestess Serena, was it?
I believe so. Yes.
All right. Thank you. I think I might make my way there now.
Now, but lunch. And what about your companions, though? They seem to be resting here still.
Maybe they need their rest.
You look a little haggard yourself.
Well, I'm young, virile. I'll be fine.
Okay, whatever.
I'm eavesdropping. Where are you going?
I'm going to go take a walk to the Temple of Mystra.
Do you want companionship?
You're welcome to come along.
I'll go along.
So, Martin
Looking for a
and Jessup
fight, like,
head out.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Sleep, and I attune.
Okay. You attune to your gloves, unleashing their full potential.
How long does it take to attune to something?
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, short range.
so short.
An hour?
I thought it was an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an hour.
Still,
Well, it takes part of a short
I
range.
would expect it.
An hour.
So you do a short rest, then whatever. Take it easy. I would say it becomes nighttime. You know, as time goes on, you find
It
your way.
was still the morning.
It was
Well-
the morning.
Okay, it becomes late afternoon. Then.
Okay.
Late afternoon sounds about right.
All right.
Everything's got kind of an orangey glow to it.
Okay.
So you guys are making your way through the city. You encounter the same thing that Akul did. Yes.
Quick structural question. The +2 gauntlets I have now, obviously I hold weapons in them as well. That doesn't impart the +2 to the weapon, does it?
No, only if you're doing hand to
Only if I'm
hand.
hitting, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice.
Right, so you encounter the same thing, all the people worshipping the image of Kunla at the gates, and when you're let through, you find that there's a whole team of doctors waiting outside of the gates, and several more guards.
Okay.
It seems that people they're starting to prepare to investigate. Actually,
Cool.
Okay. Oh, it's good that you're all here. As word been sent to Count Yuling.
we sent a messenger to him. Yes,
Okay.
we don't expect him to show up here necessarily, though.
Very good. Do we all check out?
Yeah, I imagine the doctors look over you. They don't find any sign of the plague.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just continue on towards the temple, I imagine.
Alright, so you're going to the Temple of Mystra. So passing by the Wizards College, you make your way up to the nice neighborhood of Waterdeep, where you find the Temple of Mystra. It's still a very solemn, quiet place. Lots of little hidden nooks and crannies everywhere. A couple of wizards spend their time discussing matters of magic and theory with each other, but you're able to find Selena?
Serena?
Cyrena.
I think it was Serena. I wrote it down somewhere.
Okay, I'm sure somewhere as well, but
Serena or Selena? Okay. What would her title be?
Just High Priestess, I guess, or Priestess.
Or just if I call her by her name, like it wouldn't be rude.
I suppose not.
All right. Good afternoon, Serena. Is the temple busy at the moment? Is there anything that needs your attention?
There's always tasks that can be completed for the temple, but I don't think you're looking for a fetch quest.
No, I was just hoping I wasn't intruding. If you had a moment to talk.
Of course. Sit. She gestures toward a nearby table surrounded by benches. Takes her seat on the far left side.
In times like these, it's always been my go-to to try and commune with the gods, and obviously I can't really commune with Saloon anymore, but I did manage to make contact with Minister, as you said before. But I wanted to discuss the events that have happened just now in the Kalen Walled City.
Sure, I haven't heard much from there. There's general buzz about the city, but I've been stuck here. What's happened at the Kalen City?
Well, I think I need to go back a little bit. A long time ago, well, it feels like a very long time ago, but we were tracking down this cult of the Void, worshippers of the Void Naga, and they were run by these hags. We managed to slay 2 of them, and the one escaped. But out in the driftwood, we found these really old temples where they were holed up, and they seem to have been dedicated to 2 very different figures, but from the last cycle.
Heard some small talk about things such as this, yes.
There was a race of people known as the Saurians, and they had a hero by the name of Horatius Rex. So Jacob is quite tired at this point, so he's literally just sitting there and being very soft and just talking. It's like he managed to come across a whole bunch of items which his desire was to end this cycle and fight the Void Naga and fight this being they call the Allfather. But so it seems that he had a temple there, and there was a temple there to another pre-cycle god which was known as Kunla. I don't know if you've heard stories of the name.
I've heard the name before. As far as I understand, the High Enchanter Elvira sent a party to investigate those temples some time ago.
Interesting.
Their report only recently arrived, though, for the elders to discuss.
When we met Kunla, he was bound inside 2 weapons. He had bound his essence inside these weapons to come through the cycle. And he said, I want to come back into this world in full force, and if you kill with these weapons, part of the soul will come to me and I will gain power. I denied these weapons because I'm a follower of Saloon. But it seems that our companion picked them up. We didn't really know about this at that stage. We were then headed to the long-abandoned temple of Saloon in the Driftwood to try and help out my family.
And how did that go?
Not very well, Serena. I thought it went well at the time, but not very well at all. We had, in Saloon's temple, it was very otherworldly, extra-dimensional, and she had gotten an aboleth to enter into some sort of contract with her where it would guard the gates to her inner sanctum.
Okay.
We had come up to this being, and it wanted some gift for passage, and at that point our companion laid down these daggers which held the soul of Kunla.
And you didn't wonder where these daggers had come from?
We had pressing issues at the time, or so I thought, but we spoke to him a bit about them later, but things have been things have been really full on and kind of insane, and we haven't had a lot of time to think. So at the time, Aboleth let us pass through, and we came to Selûne's home plane, and we met with her herald Zerakyle, and he summoned Selûne to us, and I asked a boon of her. And she imparted me with a staff that could cure the madness of my tribe. But it was essentially the last of her power.
And I see right now you carry no staff.
I carry no staff. And I carry the weight of a resurrected death god on my shoulders. And I carry the weight of the death of Selûne on my shoulders. I fear I might have doomed the gods by my actions.
I don't think that one person can doom all the gods. I think that Selûne was perhaps on a path of destruction, self-destruction of her very own. Can't imagine that your actions affected her that deeply.
I hope not. That this Kunlai he was responsible, and that Aboleth was responsible for the plague. And my companions have made some form of deal with him. I thought I could stop him. I went and made a deal with the current cult of the Void here in the city. I gave up the last of Selûne's gift to them in exchange for their help, but it was too late. And this Kunlai is intent on killing the gods, taking their portfolios, and I am unprepared.
Well, I will obviously try to pass this warning up to Mistra herself, though she seems more and more occupied all the time. And it sounds to me, you know what, I'd like to hear a second opinion, actually. You, follower of Hor, what do you think about this? Yeah. Every time. What do you think of this chain of events that you've just heard?
I don't know.
What would you counsel?
Oh, I don't trust my own counsel.
No? Why do you not?
Everything was so, like, dulled. Everything was weird. Nothing made sense. And everyone went off their own ways, and we had a chance to stop this plague, and it's what the people around me were doing.
So you went with what they said.
Well, that's not accurate either. I guess I made my own choice, but it was very, I don't know.
And do you believe that stopping this plague was a fair deal?
I think it seems like everyone has made their own deals with some sort of darkness this last day.
These are dark times. It only makes sense that people would turn to darkness for salvation.
That can't be the answer, Serena.
No, but it's an easy way, I suppose, for people to feel safe in times like these.
I think that's what got me into this mistake in the first place, is looking for the easy way out. I don't think I can do that anymore.
Well, then what do you think is the correct way to go forward? Not the easy way.
I think I need to be, as I've always envisioned my kind to be. I think I need to be that light in the dark places. I think I need to be more a follower, and a follower of my own instincts and my own rules. I think I need to, I don't know.
Do you trust your own instincts?
I think it's about time I started.
Were you not trusting them before?
I don't think I was.
I think you were right in the cave. I don't think it matters.
I wasn't myself then, Mortem.
You can watch one of the previous episodes for insight on Emo Jessup, the character
My
that briefly
favorite
appeared
Jessup.
in episode 3 of.
That's not true. I like his Jessup. No, I mean, sure, whatever. You weren't yourself, but I think you were still right. It doesn't matter what we do. There's a plague, and if there's not a plague, then the world's going to end. If the world doesn't end, then the world ends anyway, because of a different way that it ends, and it just doesn't matter.
So you don't think that there's any correct move to proceed?
Oh, we have emo martyrdom now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't even know about any of this Void, All-Father, Naga bullshit, like 2 weeks ago. I didn't know anything about this. And now I'm asked to go fight gods and fight former gods and fight the ashes of gods and collect relics and fight more gods. And
You've had a busy 2 weeks?
it's been a busy 2 weeks, and I don't have a clue who the hell is right about this, because like it's a bunch, a lot right now and all the time.
Well, it's the knowledge of this cycle has slowly been circulating throughout the peoples and varied reactions from all. The dwarven people seem to have disappeared, perhaps stowed away in their mountains awaiting the apocalypse. The elves seem to have gone their own way. We see bands of them marching down the road from time to time, but never in any civilized city. I think
I have a
you need to
question,
decide.
Siri.
Yes.
I have a question. I don't know who you are. I don't know why I should listen to you. But do you think it's better to ignore the deaths that are happening around you in order to stave off this big bad ending? Or do you think we have an obligation to the people who are dying right now in our presence? Because when we were in what's the fucking name of the city?
The Cadlian Wolf.
No, the bigger city.
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, thank you. I wanted to say Waterdeep, but then I was like, no, that sounds too right.
It's too right for a reason.
When we were in Waterdeep and the freaking frost giants attacked, like, and then there were these fucking bars, like, there's a bunch of shit that's gone down.
These
And
are tumultuous times, yes.
I've met these people who, they want to go to the End of Doors, and they want to go to the Underdark or the Undermountain, I forget which. They want to go to find all these relics.
All the
and
unders.
Yeah, every under that is
And
ever
do you
under.
think that gaining these relics will be a worthwhile task?
They seem to. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe Joseph was right. I don't think it matters what we do. I think that either the world goes down in the flames that it always goes down in, or it goes down in a new type of flame. And it really doesn't matter which way we do, because it's all gonna die.
Well,
If the end is written in stone and cannot be changed, I think you need to decide how you would want your personal life to end then. Do you want to face the end cowering in fear, full of despair? Or do you want to face the end full of hope, defiant?
I don't think those are the only two options.
Do you want to carve a path of bloody destruction before it all becomes meaningless? Or do you want to save as many lives knowing that they're doomed in the end anyways?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
if you feel like nothing matters, then why not simply be the best version you feel you can be?
That sounds
But
like a noble goal to
that's
me.
according to whom?
According to you.
In what metric? Because, I asked Thor, I said, if we leave Waterdeep, is the city going to fall? He said, yeah, but fuck it. The gods don't care. That's like, my own god is just like, whatever, mortals die. Like, why should I care?
Sounds like a cruel god to me.
Well,
Is
he's
that-
got his moments. The
is-
Doombringer didn't get his nickname lightly.
Alright, but if he doesn't... It doesn't matter if somebody else cares. It matters what you want to do.
I don't know, because I've been kind of following you, And
You want to follow me?
well, I did. I still do. I think you're really cool. But like,
If you
you're all pissed that we made this deal, but you made your own deal with the devil.
Martin,
One that I suggested and that you shut down.
I know. I know. I wish I'd listened to you then, and now I wish that I'd listened. As strange as this sounds, and you haven't spent much time with him, I wish that you had met Aki a little bit longer. But he said to me once when we were in the castle.
The castle.
When we were in the castle. What Aki said to me when we were in the when we were in the castle.
Yeah, I think so.
Aki said to me, he doesn't see how saving. He said to me, he doesn't see how saving my family would benefit us. And he was right.
So what? You think, fuck my family, fuck the world.
No. He was right then in that that has led, in my opinion, to a catastrophic chain of events. If you think that sometimes what I say is worth it, and you feel like looking to me for some guidance, well, my question to you is everything that was done, and to you too, Serena, is there a way to undo what I've done, at least a little bit back?
I don't believe so, unless
And do what?
Undo,
perhaps
undo the choices of
a god
this temple.
I can't honestly say.
What, you want to like time travel? Is that what you're trying to do here?
Traveling backwards through time is
Tricky.
not something I'm truly familiar with. I don't
think most of
know the magics to do it myself.
What about the high magics? I mean, we've heard tales of, they tell stories of like magic lamps and people being granted wishes and
Tales, perhaps, I don't know. But there is one person that Mistra blesses in each lifetime. And currently it's a wizard.
okay.
As is often her choice for these type of things. He lives in the astral plane. Perhaps he would have more answers.
In the astral plane.
Yes. I can't say where exactly, but
Do you know what this wizard is called?
Malekith.
Okay. And he is a chosen of mystery.
Yes, so the only one in our lifetime.
Okay.
What his purpose is in the astral plane, I cannot say. But he is more skilled in the ways of high magic than me, and he understands the will of the gods far more clearly than even I, the daughter of Mistra.
I had one more question for you. When I managed to speak to Mistra, when she spoke to me briefly in a prayer, she mentioned something along the lines of a storm giant who might have something that I seek. Is there somebody in the city or somebody that is more familiar with the giants that I might speak to?
You gotta refresh my memory on that one a
I have
little
no
bit.
idea what you're talking
The
about.
storm giant, she said, might have the tablets of fate. That is what Mistra
Oh, no,
said.
you're right.
Okay.
I forgot. But now I remember.
Storm giants, eh? Well, there's stories that some of the Goliath tribes living up in the mountains worship storm gods.
Okay.
A powerful artifact like that would surely draw a more primitive culture's worship.
Okay. That sounds like a good thing. Well, I don't know. I feel like for me, this conversation is adding a bit of resolve to me. Thank you, Serena.
Oh, I'm happy to help. Now,
I wanted to ask you. We are coming up against more and more dangers all the time, and I was wondering, is there any way that my blades might receive some form of blessing more along the holy lines than the arcane lines? Although Mister is the goddess of magic, is there some way that I could be more effective in helping those I need to help?
I'm sorry, Sir Wolfkind. I don't know, Sir Wolf. But I must tend to my own flock.
I understand. Thank you, Serena.
Have a good night. Now get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We go to sleep.
Alright. So you guys are able to get in a full rest, and at the you ride up.
Sleep, I want to have a chat.
Wake up, sure.
Alright.
I went to sleep straight away.
Alright. So what's up with y'all then?
Okay. So you're happy in killing the name of Kumar?
Are you happy?
I'm sorry, but we should have opened with that
For the
question.
moment.
That was like real, like,
Have you accepted Kinla as your Lord and Savior?
have you heard the good news?
Feather, you know, I think you know me well enough now to know that I don't give a damn about the gods. I just want this.
He's just another one
Inside.
controlling you.
Yeah, but there's only one now, right? So now we don't have to go on all these other little side quests.
Just clear that side quest log up.
It's like,
That's not what I'm
boom.
asking. I understand that.
Ticked.
Completed.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking.
No, I know that's not what you're asking. I just wanted to make it clear that this is the reason why I did it. And now, yes, now we're going to have to figure out how to get out underneath this. And no, I don't necessarily want to kill in the name of Kunla. But the thing is that what I want is the end of the cycle. And if ending the cycle and getting rid of all the gods and ending up with just one god is the only way to do it, then fine.
Yeah, but not this god.
I don't see the fucking
You haven't had a
difference.
choice in any of these situations.
I never have a choice. I never
Why
get to
don't
make
you make
choices for
yourself a
myself.
choice? Why don't you come with me to
But
the Thunder?
Am I though? Am I
Yeah,
making
no,
a choice?
that's
I'm
what I
just
thought I'd
following
do
your
if you want.
choice.
Well, you pick. I'm giving you a suggestion. I'm not making you do it. I'm giving you the choice. Come with me and we'll pray to Lathander and see if there's anything that they can do. Maybe take this off. He can do. Take this off us. Then you've chosen what to do. There's nobody's controlling you.
I
It's better than a death god.
just want, like seriously, I just want to be a part of nature and a part of the normal life cycle of things. And
Well, then you shouldn't want to stop the cycle.
no. But you see, the cycle annoys me because everything gets destroyed. Whereas in a normal life cycle,
Everything gets destroyed
things die and become part of something else. The cycle, that this whole thing between the Void Naga and the other and the
Everything gets
Allfather,
reborn basically the same anyway.
I don't know,
All the
it just-
history
it
we've
just
seen
feels
is
wrong.
pictures of the same shaped buildings. Maybe there were dinosaur people in one and whatever, but everything basically comes back the same. It's just part of. It's the same way this little ant, and a killer ant in front of me, which probably goes to Kunla straight away.
Yes, you killed the neutral ant.
I sit and look at my finger.
My first kill for
Finish
Kunla.
shaking my head.
How many ants do you think you have to kill? Measure Kunla's power in
All
ants.
powerful.
Yeah.
It's like
How much are we running total?
It's like
Running
grinding
total.
instead of
One.
Warcraft.
Feather module
2,453, 2,454. Killing in
We'll
the
look back
name
on
of.
this time as the end of the world.
That was all he needed. One ant. That's all he needed.
One ant, we did it.
We did it.
Lathander's dead.
I have to say, every time you guys say killing in the name of, I just start having rage against the machine.
That's what I thought that was. I'm just thinking, would you rather have a choice of who you give
But
yourself
if we
to or
go
work
and
for?
pray to the thunder, then aren't we just doing it in his name? And is that a
No, but you want him
choice?
to kill. You don't want to kill, do you?
I don't necessarily want to kill anything. The only reason I kill anything is to keep myself alive and to keep...
Well, that's a choice you
The
can make.
companions alive.
Choose to do that. Choose not to kill. Choose to go somewhere else. That's what I want to do. I don't want to help Kudlar anyway.
Yeah, it'll probably just make things easier. And to be honest, I just would like everybody to stop sort of fucking with my soul. That would be great.
From what I've heard from everybody else, it seems to be the evil gods that tell people what to do, and the good gods that help people to do what they want to do.
That's fine.
Makes sense?
Sure. That seems right. That seems right. I mean, I'm okay with
From an alley 3 blocks away.
just walking along, you're just like, what?
Martin learns message.
So,
Yeah, fine, fuck it. I mean, like, I don't like this whole idea of brand.
I don't even know if it's going to work. It's just
Yeah,
we need to
we
just
could
get
give it a bash. And to be honest, if push comes to shove, there is a way out of this.
What's that?
Well, I can just die.
And then?
And then Kunla will have my soul, and that'll be it. There won't be any more souls coming from me.
I would like that.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Let's all just kill ourselves, guys.
Yeah.
Suicide pact.
Suicide pact. Yay.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
You kill
You already
me.
did.
You
Cool
kill
and
me,
the
and then I'll
suicide
kill
buddies.
you. I'll poison you. And then...
One side
Did you have resistance to
Oh, wait,
poison?
fuck!
Yep.
We can't poison each other! We can poison each other. Fuck.
We should have drinking games. Sit there and drink poison till one of us passes out. Okay, so we'll speak to Olvel in the morning or when we get up.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna take a few minutes to just sort out my spells and shit for the evening, and then we can start figuring out where the fuck we're going next. And I spoke to our Cole, and he said he needed a day. So we
just
also...
make a pact to not kill anything. If we get into a fight, we can
Yeah, I'm preparing...
burst them down and then let Jessup or whoever
I'm preparing all healing
finish them
shit.
off.
And stuff that'll help us, So like
What does it feel like to heal somebody?
it's nice, I suppose. Like it's just a thing.
I prepared all this healing magic from when we came into the poison thing,
know,
and I didn't use like
nothing.
fucking any of it.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, look, I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna help us as much as possible, and I don't necessarily need to kill anything. So yeah. I'm fine with that, but I think that we also sort of need to get a message to Corton.
That's your
That's
brother. That's right,
that
your
he's been
brother.
talking about the whole time. Lathander would be like the god that I've heard the most about.
Probably, he's pretty popular.
Yeah, Sailor
Everybody
and
loves the sun
Lathander were
god,
two of the
because the
most
sun's right
popular
there every
gods.
day.
And Joaquin is one of the other
Yeah.
most popular ones.
So yeah, I mean, I'd like to get a message to Corton, just to make sure he's okay, and we should make a plan for if Waterdeep is going to fall, what's going to happen to the castle. You started that. The castle.
Everyone back to the castle.
The castle.
My
We need
next
to figure
character's gonna
out
be the pirate
sort of what Corton should do with the castle if Waterdeep is going to fall or something, because I think we should be prepared for that sort of
We need to keep it
situation.
invisible.
Yeah, but remember, it costs money to do that.
How many days have we been here?
But the castle...
It's been running on low energy.
It's been
Parts.
I'm gonna be
Yes.
gone for like a minute.
Okay.
You should have gotten the mages to agree. If they want to study it, if they want to activate systems, they have to pay for it.
Oh, I'm sure that they would.
Charge admission.
Yeah.
See the great wonder of our castle.
I'm sure Corton's like half rogue. I'm sure he's thought of that already.
Yeah.
He's charging
Sure.
for day trips and...
I would
Local
imagine
kindergarten.
he's Waterdeep for a couple of days. He's probably hookering it up. And,
Yeah, knowing my brother.
We were only in Kalun for like
a day.
a day and a
Day and a
half.
half,
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good resolution to a serious problem.
That's what I thought.
Or unresolution? Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get
Half of
Kale,
us become clerics of the light.
doing the Kaloon
Oh.
the Kaloon episodes. I'm doing all the thingies as haikus, the descriptions
Oh, yeah?
as haiku.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna take a few minutes to sort my shit out, and then I'm gonna go downstairs, and I'm fucking hungry, man. I could eat my own arm right now.
So, like, what time is it for you guys? Did you take a long rest or a short rest?
I took a long rest. I slept the whole day, so I slept 8 hours.
They would be doing this while we're walking to the Temple of Mestra.
No gauntlets.
Eh?
No Kunla, no gauntlets.
Yeah.
And extra wild shapes and such.
Yeah, I know that it's gonna go away, yes.
Oh,
Cool.
the
And
trappings of
Caliborn.
evil.
Yeah, well.
Where's Andy the man?
Easy road.
Oh, wait, I need to take 2 hours as well to sort of study my book. Can I do that in my long rest? Because you don't sleep the whole time, right?
Yeah, you can
In the 4
rest.
hours.
Yeah,
Rest.
yeah.
4 hours, 4 hours.
So I take 2 hours to read my book, so now I only have 44 hours to go.
Heyo.
Aaron, do you have a ladder?
So,
I
let's
do.
do that.
The real
I guess
question
the
is-
last thing to cover would be going to
Not
the
two, I
Temple
better
of
have
Kellamore, and then we can all maybe perhaps meet back up in one place.
I think
Yeah.
Jess and Martin will probably have a little talk on the way walking
Probably.
back.
Okay, fair enough. So, it's late afternoon, perhaps evening is starting to approach, and you reach the tall gray spire that is the Temple of Kellamore, past the graveyards and such. You see that the doors are open. There's just one of the monks kind of sitting out on a chair on a stool out there. Waves at you as you approach.
What was the name of the guy we spoke to before? It wasn't Dave.
Dave, perhaps. No, let me see if I wrote that down somewhere. I'm sure I would have.
In a Temple of California?
Yeah.
If I wrote something down.
Oh, gosh.
Armak, the Doom Guide. Armak, the Doom Guide.
Marmak?
I've got it written down. Armak, the Doom Guide.
Oh, okay.
A-R-M-A-K.
Well, shit. Okay, his name is Armak,
The Doom Guy?
the Doom Guide.
Yeah.
Armak, the Doom Guide, is who you, I suppose, are looking for then.
So I woke up and is Armak here?
Yes, he's just finishing up his prayers right now.
It's urgent that I speak with him.
Sure, no problem. I'll go get him for you.
Thank you.
And in the central sort of chamber of the tower, you wait for a few minutes perhaps, and Armak arrives in his vestments and robes. Cool, right?
Yes, brother.
Yes, I'm glad to see you again. You look troubled, though.
Incredibly troubled.
Well, let's sit. We can talk things out if you'd like.
I have reason to believe that we need to call out a crusade.
That does sound serious. Well, then surely let's sit for a moment. Explain yourself, please.
I sit down and I start relating the story about, much like Jessup was busy telling. I explain about her deal with the souls and the travel into the walled city of Kaelun and encountering this temple of Kunla. And the fact that 3 of my party members sold their souls to Kunla. And I arrived too late and the temple collapsed, and I implore him to send out word for all our brothers to come here so we can dig up that temple. God.
So, you're asking for a crusade against the followers of Kunla, then, essentially.
I'm not sure killing the followers of Kunla would help, because their souls would just go to Kunla. We need to destroy that temple. We need to destroy the aboleth.
But conversely, though, it sounds to me that as long as these people believe in Kunla, that would give him some amount of strength to continue on.
I think that before the followers are dealt with, he needs to be dealt with before.
This aboleth.
And, I mean, when we were in the temple, it seemed like Kunla's presence was there as well. Brother, you should have seen that temple. You should have seen what they were doing there. And what he plans to do, recreating this world in a pocket dimension, there will be no great wall. There will be no death. He will take everything.
Now, what you ask, though, will take some time. Our followers are far-flung,
I
as
know.
you're aware. I have, in this tower, I'd say about 30 people that are trained and quite skilled fighters. And another 40 that are laymen, gravediggers, and the such.
I think that while we can start excavations on the temple, we will likely need more. Because we'll have to excavate the entrance to the temple. Him and his main priests, they're all trapped in that temple underground.
Now,
They
do you think
collapsed
they-
the temple so that we couldn't get in. It'll take some time, at least a few weeks, to dig through all of that rubble.
The caves and tunnels underneath Waterdeep are extensive. Perhaps they could have escaped, though. Would still be worth it, perhaps, to reconsecrate the area. Do what we can, but I don't think we'll find Kunla's followers down there anymore. That's my assessment.
Maybe we can track them. Brothers, if he gets his wish, I cannot impart on you how serious this is. This
This is a direct
experience
threat
has
on
shaken me to
Kellenborn
my
himself.
core. Not even Jergal will survive.
And your companions. What should be done with them?
I have no idea. I came to you for advice.
I don't think you would like what my recommendation would be.
I think I know what your recommendation is.
I mean, might as well be high priests of this Kunla. Each death adding to his power.
I know.
It's sickening, truly.
It is.
So the DM has it up for us.
30 skilled men. You and I,
Souls thing was it?
against these companions of yours. What do you think would be the outcome?
They wouldn't have a chance.
Well, I think you know what I recommend, but you know them better than me. What do you say?
Let me meditate for a while. I need time. I need to think.
You'll have your time. There is a chamber upstairs on the 4th floor, room 406. You can rest there for a while. It's a peaceful enough area. I must continue my duties, but once you come to a decision, let me know, and I will send out the missive to all of the followers of Kellenborn. They will arrive here, though it should take some time. Give them 2 weeks to a month for all of them to arrive. 2 weeks for perhaps half of them.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention and to Kellenborn's attention.
Of course.
And he does whatever the gesture of the Kellenborian church is that means I'm gonna leave now.
Bye!
Bye!
Live long and prosper, brother.
Yeah.
Live long and prosper.
Look at it die.
Stretch, you little bastard, stretch! No, but he leaves you to meditate, basically, and he continues his own work, probably getting together the message to send out to the followers of Kellenborn throughout the Sword Coast. Call the banners!
Pigeons, the crows.
Ravens? Ravens, I think, is in the Game of Thrones thing. They probably have more magical means of doing this, though. So, that's what he's doing. How long are you going to be meditating? Should I go back to them, or should we go straight to your decision?
I'm still busy making my decision. decision, so go back to them.
Okay, so in the
where we're walking back.
you guys are walking back. You're going through Kunla or
Kunla.
Kunla. I'm a moron.
This is Kunla's
The
hair.
Kaloon walled city. You're
Okay.
re-entering it, I guess, and
Okay.
you can see that the gates are currently open. A group of doctors doctors, plague doctors, priests, that whole mix of people with
Clerics.
magic, clerics and such. They're entering the city, and they remember you. They allow you to re-enter as well. You're kind of Count Yuling's favored people, so they're not going to really slow you down. You've got his signature.
Okay.
It's true. We do have a signature.
We
Kind of
do,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
All right. So as we're walking,
Yeah.
what was all that about? Time travel.
Well, time travel. I'm not entirely sure something like that is possible, but I feel that if we could somehow undo one decision, then there would be no recourse but for us to appear back where that decision was made. We have to make the choices again.
Which
Yes.
decision would you undo?
The decision that I would undo. That's a tough one. I've been thinking about it.
It just
I think there are a couple that I've been thinking about.
You made
My
this plan
entire
without thinking the end game through all the way yet.
It would be possible to remake my decision to leave the chamber when you guys had drunk the tea, and to instead make the decision to attack that boy.
Do you really think that would have changed anything? I don't think it would have changed a thing.
His followers would have started attacking. We would have had no course but to attack them back, and then we would have seen whatever else you guys saw down there.
Well, let me tell you this: we would have died. Do you know
You
how many
think so?
people were down there? We were backed in a corner. We had to fight our way out of the small room into the large room, out of that room back into the bone room, out of that room back into the creepy zombie room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we would have died.
Well, the other decision that we could have made would have been when we were discussing things, and you made the suggestion of looking for help first. We could change our minds that yes, we need to go in there with help.
I think it's a little bit arrogant and a little bit naive at the same time.
Arrogant and naive.
Yeah, because if you're gonna stop something, then why don't you go back and prevent the death of Salem, or you can prevent the death of my entire, village and all my family and shit, or you can go back and 5,000 years prevent the deaths of the last cycle. How do you define what's important? Are you saying, oh, the most recent mistake I remember, that's the one I'm gonna fix? Or are you gonna try and puzzle out which one is the one that started everything?
I would imagine that there are grave consequences to performing this kind of magic regardless. So the decision would have to be something that is not too taxing, and I don't necessarily believe in happenstance. I think we met you for a reason. I think you're supposed to be here. You're supposed to help us. And I think I've been thinking about this a lot. If I had to go all the way back and make the decision to listen to Aki, then we wouldn't have met you in the first place, which I don't think is the right thing. It does not feel like the right thing, Martin. It feels like you were supposed to be here. I believe this. The other potential would be a simple wish for, I wish that tunnel was uncollapsible.
I think that maybe whatever happened was supposed to happen, if there is such a thing as fate. Either nothing matters, or everything's predestined, and either way, I think just what happened was supposed to happen.
I think that
What happens if you change that and then because you did that, we all die and there's no one to stand up to Kunla anyway? Or you change that and we kill Kunla and there's a worse god that comes around. Or you see what I mean? Like, oh, you can pinpoint it to the tunnel collapsing.
Mhm.
But I think that there are more ripples and more. I've seen a lot of death. And I think that it's just no one death, no one stupid mistake is going to fix anything. If anything can be fixed.
well, from what I'm hearing you saying, you don't seem to believe that going along with Kunla is the best circumstance.
I don't think it matters. I feel stronger. I feel slightly smarter.
If consider this,
I got a nice weapon on.
if nothing matters,
Mhm.
then isn't everything we do important to us?
We solved the plague. How many people are alive now because of that? How many people can leave the city because of that?
How many more will die?
I don't know. You can't know either.
I cannot know, but what I can know is that I cannot make any more deals with evil.
Why did you make your deal?
You know, I've been thinking about that too. The first time, and it was my fault. Again, it was my fault. I said to my companions a long time ago, let's let this Oni go. We can't fight him. I made the same mistake that I believe Zambri has made in not believing in us and our strength. And because of that, well, he's been tormenting Zambri.
Ahead is the Blue Rose Inn and Tea House.
Just how bad do you think we fucked up?
Very bad.
Is it?
But I don't believe that this is undoable. If I think there's a way that we can make this right, and whether this is undoing a decision or moving forward and finding a way to stop Kunla, I think that we can do that too. If anything, what I've seen is that we're all full of resolve. One way or the other, we are all full of resolve. And I think that can be a good thing. I don't think we are without hope.
I think we have hope. I think we just don't have a clue what the fuck we're doing.
Well,
Like, no one seems to know what's going on.
And in the Temple of Kelemvor, has a decision been made yet? No. So I think
Keeps meditating.
we can stop around here, take a little break,
Yeah.
Yeah.
start the next episode after. So, where we've left off, two of our PCs are resting in the Blue Rose Inn a little, and then Martum, Jessup have spent a long time together traveling across Waterdeep, discussing how to proceed, basically. And Akul has a very difficult decision to make coming up in the next session. Will 30 clerics and paladins rain down upon the PCs, or will their lives be spared? Find out next time on Dice, Nerds, and Nagas!